Hello, and welcome to the video. I hope you enjoy.
And
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Chronicles of Mythos, Dragons of Ethos, Rise of Dragons. Right, so this is the third episode. We'll do a quick recap of who's playing who, and what we got done last episode. Okay, so last episode, we met. So the first episode was we met the crew, but this episode they all met each other, and a new leader was chosen. If you want to see that, go to the second episode. Okay, so here we have. So let's introduce our players. We'll start with Archie. Who are you? Who are you playing? And we'll go from there.
Hello, I am Spellcrafter Gamer, and I am playing Achi the Cobalt. That didn't work. Voice didn't work properly. But Achi is a Cobalt with questionable choices sometimes.
vegetable.
Cool. And your second character that you're playing?
He is Tamir, the fighter for rebellion. Well, was before he was rudely interrupted and brought here.
Excellent.
He is a little bit wondering if he's gonna survive, if anyone's gonna survive this conflict, or or everyone's gonna try to murder each other.
Fair enough. Understandable. Okay. Right. Leodrex, who are you, and who are you playing?
Just a moment. Just if you call me out, I have to put a snack in my mouth.
Yeah.
Now I'm chewing.
Do you want us to come back to you?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, we'll come back to you.
Snacking.
We'll come back to you. Okay, and Lee, would you like to tell us who you are and who you're playing?
Absolutely. I'm playing two different dragon riders. My first dragon is a Oath and Vengeance paladin that is a Githyanki named Kos of Kreshvaleki. Kos is determined to prove himself to his people by, achieving glory in battle. And secondly, my character I also play is a War Domain cleric who is a goblin in service of the divine Maglubiot, god of battles and wars for the goblins. So a little of a quirky of a fella, but he's fun, got a good heart inside all the grossness.
Brilliant. Okay, and we'll move on to...
Ready.
Yep, take it away. Who are you? Who are you playing?
I am. Sorry for the little bit of inconvenience early. I am Fire at Goji 2000. and I play the lovely red dragon of Crimson Scales. Lyferix. I will burn my name into history. And I also play the Justice Seeker. A Calagon. The golden scales of justice. And I'm here to bring Bahamut's belief upon this world.
Brilliant. Okay, and our last player, and who are you playing?
Hello, I am Darksigner, and I'm playing a Sea and Moon dragon called Pon Loon. Bit of a timid fellow, once you get to know him. And the second one I'll be playing is Louthy Mongol. I don't know how or when I came to be here, but I'm here. This goblin guy is my new master. I kind of look different, but I guess that's how life shakes out to be. Yes.
Brilliant. Okay. And you can see the descriptions of each of the characters in the description below. And I am Goldheart, your dungeon master. So I play the Star Dragon and the Storyteller. Okay, brilliant. Does any of you want to give us a recap of what happened last session from the point of views of your characters? So we'll go through each of you, and it's from the point of view of your characters, so we can get a bit of a different views of what's happened. So we'll start with Archie, and what's happened to Archie last session?
How do I explain this? Let me think.
Yeah.
Archie last session had sword pointed towards him.
Mm-hmm.
He jumped from a portal and the sword pointed towards him. Then multiple people came through, and it's like, choose your leader, and everyone was arguing about that. So Archie was thinking like, okay, let me get to the orb so we can actually talk about this, and was randomly randomly chosen to be the leader by order of orb.
Yes.
And he's screaming, "What did I do?"
Because it literally said select your leader, and then he was the first to touch it after that command. So brilliant. So Archie went to touch it and was chosen as the leader of this group. Okay, brilliant. Who was the second to touch the orb? Globius. So from Globius' point of view, what happened last session?
Scuzz, that's your cue.
The Master Globius has called upon him.
They asked Globius, not Scuzz, but Scuzz will regale us of the stories.
Yeah.
From Scuzz's perspective, he kind of
In the voice.
You want the voice? All right.
Right.
Well, from Scuzz's perspective, there was a lot of beautiful slimy eggs, and got thrown into this battle, and when this beautiful goopy dragon touched the big orb, he got chosen with a mark on his hand of a slimy blob to be second in command of something, I think. And then everybody was kind of being a little chaotic, but I think that we're kind of chilling out now.
Brilliant. And who was the third chosen?
Also, you lead with course.
It's hard to keep track of these things after.
It is. Hence why we're doing a nice recap.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, Kos had been chosen to lead us into glory with his team, and undoubtedly he has been chosen to ride into battle with a red dragon, although the dragon is a little bit diminutive at the moment. But assured he will grow and we will ride into battle.
Nice.
He has noticed very recently that the dragon in him, Loifrix, do seem to have becoming a little bit eye to eye on things, let's say, and are connecting a little bit more.
Brilliant. And the fourth member.
Timmy.
Yes. Yes.
He's like, for him, it's perspective. He's like, okay, we're getting ready for a fight. Where am I?
Yeah. He's still getting ready. Yeah.
and then he appeared and he's like, come towards the egg and like what? Go to an egg. So he went to an egg, got back and like, am I going to go to my fight now? Went. Gold dragon appeared. What? He's like, what the heck? What the? Hello. And like, and then acted all well, high, acted all high and mighty, and
Mm-hmm.
seemed like one of those nobles he's heard so much about. And most of the nobles he's seen has been fighting him, so that's interesting. The dragon led him out, and as soon as the dragon, thinking like, okay, this dragon's gonna be reasonable, maybe more reasonable than nobles. Nope. As soon as he sees another dragon, he tries to go murder him. So he grabs him by the tail, like, no, we don't know, not a fight right now. We need to save our energy, and that's where he left off. And he was yelling at him like, "You betrayed me!" I'm like, "What the heck?"
Yep. So, and that's about when, yeah. So then, literally, so, yeah. Okay,
Now the
so
dragon
from
point.
this, we'll dive into, we'll do a bit of a role play for you guys to get back into your characters. And basically, yeah, we'll see what happens next. So, yeah, take it away, Archie. So, you've been selected as leader, Archie. So, what's his next move?
First off, Achi was screaming last time. What did I do? So Achi's gonna scream for a little bit,
Okay, so you're currently screaming.
and then Achi eventually calms down. Okay, let's. Achi eventually just calms down and just looks at everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Is everyone
Deep
staring at?
breaths. Deep breaths.
Verfrix is just staring at him like, oh god, we are doomed. We are fucked. Meanwhile, Caligor's just looking at him just like, oh god, this is gonna be interesting.
Cool.
So,
Way to go.
Cool. So, so Archie is holding the orb at the minute, and on the orb, there are 4 icons. So, can you guys tell us what your icon looks like, if you can remember? This is the same icon of what the magic mark that links you to your dragons is. We'll start with Archie's. So, Archie, do you remember what your icon is?
a literal star-shaped.
Yep.
Whatever.
Brilliant. And then the second symbol would be what?
For my second symbol would be a.
So,
I think it was like.
Yeah.
I think it was like a squiggle line, like representing like energy and something.
So your first one was a star, wasn't it? And then your second one was, this is representing the 4th character, or team, and that represents the guy that you just said about, and the gold dragon. Yeah.
Yep.
So cool. So the first symbol is the star. Do you know what the color of the like the background of the star is? Is it like blue or something?
It is actually yellow.
Yellow. So it's a white star on yellow.
Yep.
Cool. And then the 4th symbol is wavy lines on what color background?
Green.
On green. I'm pretty sure that was the swamp dragon's color, no?
Green. Yeah, yellow. Not yellow.
It's okay. We'll sort all of this out. It's all good.
I can't.
So the fire dragon symbol. Can you tell us what that is, Lyrics?
Sure.
Yeah. So
I believe that ours is a spear and shield against a fire-breathing dragon head.
perfect. And
So
do you know what the 2 colors are?
Mostly,
yeah.
Sorry.
Do you know what the symbols are in what? Probably black on red, is it?
Or
is it red on black?
Hold on a second here. I actually to bring it up to remind myself. It's definitely a red and orange.
Yeah.
I think that there's
Yeah.
I think the main
Cool.
colors are red and orange. There might be a bit of black in there, but I'm
No worries. No worries. It's
too
okay.
unorganized right now to find it.
No worries. No worries. We'll find all the symbols anyway. And then
So
the
now which
last
one?
symbol would be the moon dragon's symbol.
No, the Slam Dragon. Globius.
Yeah.
It's Globius's mighty face.
I love it. Cool. So these
Splatterface.
these 4 symbols all appear on the map, and they are all clustered on the map. So we'll get the map up for everyone to see. So this is the current map we have of the Southlands.
That part
Boop.
made my
There
face
we go.
fall over. Sorry, cat. Cat intervention.
No worries. So you
He
can.
sat down and made everything fall over.
So this is the map that everyone can see in the orb, and you're all currently in Tempest at the minute, and literally your symbols are there above Tempest. So one of the characters touched the orb previously, and they could zoom in and out. Cool, but with the combined, with all the teams assembled here. Basically, yeah, so the orb is ready for your use, basically.
Don't be a fucker. Stop it. Stop it. God damn it, I don't like it. God damn it.
Something chaotic is happening.
The cat is happening.
Every single time you chunky fucker climb somewhere.
Can I nuzzle the orb?
Yeah, so the map is on the orb of currently in Archie's hands.
I'm gonna nuzzle the orb.
Let go. Let go. Let go. You have lost permanent. Go.
Okay. So Achi will currently look around and go to his dragon. Look around to like Quas, Emir, the Goop Dragon.
Yeah.
And the
You
Goblin.
probably see me real close.
Yeah. And he will say,
You stay.
Achi thinks we should explore this where we're at, and if Achi, so we can get, if we can't find anything else, I think only way we can Achi thinks we can continue is explore some of the other locations on this map.
And as you say that, the map changes, and basically we get a grid forms over the map. Boop.
Hmm. What do you have in mind, Archie?
Well, Achi looks. Well, Achi doesn't know where you guys want to go, but Achi thinks.
Well,
Go.
you are my master, and I shall follow.
Achi looks confused,
Nope.
but
Your
looks like.
leadership is inspiring, little one.
Truly, you are a leader made in history. I
Achi's
say with sarcasm. Lloyd says with sarcasm.
Cool.
Be quiet, you red vermin. And then let him speak. Don't you dare start.
stares at two dragons. Achi thinks we should maybe. Achi thinks we maybe should deal with that before it gets a problem. Achi has a question for you two. He looks at the
Yes.
red and gold dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And Tamir,
What do you want?
So during
Yes.
this interaction, just some caveats is every time Archie speaks, anyone below him in the ranking find that they are unable to speak. So every time Archie's like says something, everyone else is muted. And also the dragons have found that every time a rider speaks instead of the dragon, the rider has precedence over what's being said. Okay. So going forwards, that's what's happening. Continue, Archie. What were you saying?
Archie thinks this might be a bad idea for Archie in the future, but the gold dragon and the red dragon, and they're both their riders, should try to learn how to work together first. So I think we should send you two out, and me and the I don't know
You
what type
agree.
of dragon it is. He points to the goblin and the stink dragon.
Yep.
Should go the other way and see what's in another location.
So as you say the other way, what other way are you thinking?
There's one town. Okay, there's one town which has like a doesn't have unknown symbol, but it has a like which is a town.
The
Another
Yeah.
world town.
Willowdale?
So like, yeah.
So north. Yeah, he thinks
North. North.
Yeah.
And south. Basically, we should go to either each closer town, north or south, or east and west, and see what the town is like.
Yep. Okay. So so just recap. So who's going south? According to Archie. Yeah. So Archie's saying who goes south?
The gold dragon and the red dragon.
Wow. Okay. Interesting combo.
He
Okay.
says, he says, would you rather deal with the stink dragon?
Who's he asking? Is he asking a direct?
Lordrix or you can go with him. He points to the stink dragon.
Okay. So cool. But so for the audience, try and be a bit more specific of what Archie's thinking as he's thinking it, so we can play along. Okay. So yeah.
Archie thinks that if you can't get Lordrix to go with, he thinks you need to get Lordrix and the gold dragon to get along. So
okay. So as literally as Archie thinks that, Archie sort of like feels like a connection, and both the red and the gold dragons' consciences gets kind of put in the same room together with Archie. This is all like because you're still holding the orb, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what happens. So literally, these consciences gets put together. So you are literally talking to the red dragon and the gold dragon with these thoughts. Okay. So it's quite funny because Archie seems to be doing stuff like his actions are kind of being recorded by the orb itself. So yeah, perfect. So okay. So yep, call.
So literally we're all in the mental call, and like we're all going to put into a room.
Only those two and Archie, yeah. As he thinks it.
What?
Yeah. So before you the red and the gold dragon appear in it sort of in your mind.
Yep. You're all in my head now.
Get me out of this tiny brain!
Archie stares at them both in their brain.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're both in the chairs, both of their bodies, just staring vacantly.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's going on? Where am I?
Hi.
Oh, great. This space with the vermin. Oh, you stop calling me that. I will tear out your heart, you golden bastard.
No.
Shut up. Shut up, you
No.
dwarven rat.
Archie says, "No, you guys got to get along, or else none of us are gonna figure out what the heck is going on."
So artsy. Is that right? The name was...
Yes.
I may not... You may be the lead, but may I make a request that it might not be the most particularly best idea in anyone's favor to put me with this vermin in one group. Unless you want me to exterminate him from this place.
Archie says,
You can see just Lloydrick's just boiling up with anger.
"Noted." Archie puts them both back into. Archie tries to wheels them back over from the bodies and says, "Don't put them together."
Okay, so then continue his thought of they could go together, and then that happened. So then you're back in your continue the thought.
Like, try to put them. Archie thinks like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
what if we deal with them in their different shoes, and tries to think like put them in different bodies, like the
Don't
opposite.
you dare!
No. So when he goes to do that, like the orb cancels that out. That is an abuse of power, there, Archie.
What are you waiting for?
Indeed.
Yeah, Archie's like, okay,
Archie
that's
tries
not
the
gonna.
Freaky Friday then.
Yeah, he did,
Yes.
yeah.
Archie's like, okay, that's not gonna work. So Archie hopes them to be back in their bodies, so he doesn't try to. Because he
So
doesn't
it
think that
kind
will
of snaps them back to their bodies anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And Archie says, okay, that didn't work. So Archie thinks if you guys can't get along, you guys got to be kept separate for now. Eventually, you will have to learn to get along with each other, though, Archie says.
You wish. I don't see why I should.
What would Archie's parents do in this situation? Archie doesn't think that would work.
Cool. So what does he do next?
Archie says, okay, you guys, I'll leave you guys the choice. Who wants to go north and who wants to go south so we can explore this area a little more?
As long as I'm away from that smelly creature, I'm fine with it.
Well, one of you has to go with the smelling creature.
Seeing as the red vermin doesn't want to go with something that smells as identically as distasteful as itself, I'm gonna step up and act like an adult.
Nice.
Okay. Archie will go with Tamir. You've been very quiet. And looks at Quaz. Quaz, that's your game, right? Everyone's been very quiet.
Yes, because Archie's been speaking this whole time.
Aren't you guys having these conversations in your little mind palace?
No, none.
So when they snap back to their bodies, when Archie tried to do his tomfoolery, that kind of severed that, and they were back in their own bodies, and that's fine. And also, the riders can kind of hear what the dragons are hearing, and dragons can hear what the riders are hearing anyway. Yes. So so Archie, so you've distinguished who's going with who, have you?
Tamir is going with Tamir and Smear is going with Scuzz,
Mm-hmm.
and Ashi is going with Lordrix.
Cool. And which directions is people going?
Lordrix is going. Lordrix and Quaz and Achi and Paloon are going south, and everyone else is going north.
So you're splitting the teams into two groups of two. So four of you in each direction, and it's north and south, yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
Achi's thinking like an adventuring party, just to see.
Yeah, no problem. Okay. So that's relayed to everybody. And basically the symbols, the different badges on the next to Tempest, literally they get formed. They kind of form into a bubble, like bubble to the north and bubble to the south. So yeah. Okay, so as you think that, portals open up in the room. So one to the north and one to the south of the room. These portals open up. Like the same portals that brung you all here.
Achi looks at himself and Orb, and Achi says, like, can we just teleport anywhere around here at all time?
Are you
Seems
asking
to be
somebody,
the
or are you
case.
saying that to yourself?
Achi saying to himself, but like out loud.
Okay.
Anyone can
Suggest
respond.
that we go get on with this and figure out what exactly we have to do here. We make no progress staying in this room.
Okay, here we go. I don't know what I do here, Demir says, but let's just go.
Let's just get it moving along.
Spread the greatness of the dragon god. Is what I heard.
Scuzz and Toss start walking respectively with their party members towards the doors or the portals.
Yeah. So Archie, did you say who's going north?
Scuzz and
Yeah.
Tamir and their dragons are going north.
Cool.
Achi and Quaz and their dragons are going south.
Cool.
Koss.
Cool beans.
Koss. I'm really bad at names.
It's okay. So we'll do the northern party first. Okay, so the northern party goes through the portal to the north, and you find all of yourselves. You appear in a desert, and Archie, who is still on, like looking at the orb, can see literally the symbols appear like 3 hexagons to the north of where Tempest is. So directly in between where these 2 unknown towers are. Like right there. Boop. Okay. So literally your banners appear there, and that's right.
Tim,
Where?
Mhm.
I don't see that.
so you see the I'll just reply.
Everything is unknown.
It is at the minute, yeah.
So you see between the 2 empty top.
So directly north of where Tempest is, there's 2 unknowns. Is like in the middle of there. That's where your symbols have appeared on when people are looking at the orb. Okay.
So about 5
But,
to the north.
From the perspective of the people in the desert, you are literally in the desert.
Do we see any structures around at all?
Right now, no. You see, so when you look around, you can see. So there's orbs in the sky that go the sun, and you can see mountain ranges to your left and to your right. When you look across the horizon, there's giant like you can see these giant like mountains. And to the south of you, you can see some glittering water.
Water.
Water. And at the base of each of the mountain ranges, you can see a collections of towers on the each of the, like, to the north of you. But, yeah, that's what you can see.
So Scuzz is going to kind of look into the distance at each of those and kind of think for a second to himself, and then kind of speak to the group and be like, "Well, there's nothing gloopy, globby, or watery here, so I don't think we're gonna survive that long, unless we maybe get to one of these villages or cities."
Tamir just looks at the sparkling water. You know there's water right over there, right?
Yes, but isn't that where we came from? Are we trying to go back to where we came from, or?
I know. I just don't think we're gonna.
Are you suggesting we go and venture all the way down south there to where we just were to grab water?
No. I'm not suggesting that. I'm just saying I don't think we're gonna starve.
Well,
May
someone
I?
hasn't spent much time in the deserts.
May I bring in a few information of my past lives? Normally, deserts may seem barren, but in the places where I came from, they were still shown to be quite rich in life. You gotta look for it, though. With different creatures inhabiting these plains.
Well, I see two cities. I assume there's life there.
Which one do we want to go? Which one are we gonna go to?
Well, if you're leaving it up to me, I'm gonna choose east.
Brilliant. Well, so Scuzz was the second to pledge his allegiance to Archie, so he's actually leader of this group, which is hilarious. Brilliant. So
My
yeah.
humble followers. Join me.
Brilliant. So okay, so you guys set off.
Aye, Scuzz.
Yeah.
As you see, like, the mandibles start, like a land dragon.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Do you think we're gonna get attacked when we approach something?
I do not.
I sure hope not. Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem.
I do not know. But
How far of a journey does it look east?
So from what you can see, it's about, well, it's within eyesight. But it is a desert and it's fairly flat. So you think, well, let's go and roll you guys some perspectives. What would that be? Perception?
Yeah.
Well, let's see here.
Straight D20.
Four.
This guy's got a 10.
Brilliant.
14.
So from what you can see, it's fairly close. It's not even a worries. It's just over there. That's that's your opinions.
Well, in that case,
So Scuzz is like, yeah, follow me.
Decides just
Boom.
starts walking east.
Brilliant. Okay, so with that party on the way, the portal closes, and you guys are on the way. Okay, so then we come back to the Tempest Tower, and where Archie is. So what's Archie doing?
He's going to the other portal and leading people on and saying, like, come on, we have to go to the other location.
Fine. Let's get this moving. I'm not liking this tower.
Oh, okay.
Outside would be nice.
Cool. So
Archie also pulls out a book. Also, I'm going to ask you of you dragons a million questions.
okay, so you thinking that as you go through the portal?
No, that's just says that out loud before going through the portal.
Well, exactly. So instead of getting teleported to the south, this whole party gets teleported to the library of Tempest. So you guys get teleported like down the tower and across, and there's a library within Tempest, and you guys all find yourself within the library.
This is a lot.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Didn't you say we're going to the south I was?
Yes, go to the south, Archie says, and try to pull out. Doesn't understand.
Yeah, because you're still holding the orb, aren't you?
Archie says, "Go to the south, please."
Okay, so then the portal reopens, and yeah, so I take it you all go through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tower magic.
Oh yeah. Cool. Okay, so then you find yourselves in a desert, but in this time you're in front of some gates. So so this is literally to the south of Tempest. You're in front of this unknown. So yep.
Curious. Does the is the gate guarded in any way? Do we see any?
It is, and this settlement seems to be literally there's a tower on one side, tower on the other, and it's a massive like wall with a gate in it, and it literally it joins one mountain range to the other, and it seems like an interesting settlement, and it seems closed to the desert.
Great. A gate. If I was bigger, I would have burnt that thing down.
Well, gates open. Lodrix.
Perhaps we cannot approach immediately hostile.
What do you mean immediately? Archie doesn't think we're not gonna be hostile unless they're hostile to us.
I'm just commenting on Lodrix's behavior and comments. Never mind.
Excuse me, that most of the times towns immediately attack me.
Well,
It hasn't happened yet.
you aren't necessarily the most friendliest of people.
Thus,
when
I
we
don't
first
need
met.
to. Shush! I don't need to have commentary from a blue sausage.
Alright, easy.
Well, I'm sorry if I'm not as a hothead as you.
Perhaps our leader would like to lead us into the next steps. Shall we proceed?
Archie
Open those
thinks. We could. Archie looks if we have anything to cover Lordrix and Spaloon.
Mm-hmm.
Like, let me see what I have in my inventory. I want to try something funny. Did I get that?
Well, none of you went to an equipment room, did you?
Yes, but I have as my regular stuff. Oh, this would just be hilarious, but I'm not gonna do it.
It's all right.
This Sounds
Tell
pretty
us what you
warm.
have in mind.
I was planning to cover Paul Moon since he's a really big dragon.
Yeah.
Little dragon
So
with a
bear in mind
tattoo.
that Archie is currently holding the orb. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, so
he thought, what? What was you looking for in your inventory?
a tent and just covering up both with the Lordrix and
So a
Paul
minute
Moon.
ago, it wasn't there. And then a blue flash happens. And some tents cover both dragons.
Oh, what? And I stumble
Yeah.
Then I,
into the sand.
Yep.
Perhaps we
Ah,
could
where
calm
did this
down
come
the
from?
random thoughts while holding on to this orb.
Actually, Foldy takes out a sack, puts the orb in the bag, and closes it. I meant to cover a little bit, but I was looking through my inventory. All I could find was a tent. I don't think that would
But
work.
these aren't the tents from your inventory. These are like spanking new tents.
No.
You said that your name was Archie, was it?
Yes, Achi is my name.
Archie, correct me if I'm wrong, but you do know how to wield a bit of magic, do you not?
Yes, but I don't know how to make them invisible or charm people if you're thinking like that.
You don't have any illusionary magic at all?
Achi looks through his spellbook. I was not taught to do that. I don't have any illusions. I was taught to protect the area. I
Okay,
can put
fair
people.
enough.
I
I would suggest us finding a way to scout this area, and we do have 2 winged dragons available.
well, I don't think you can ride.
I'm not looking to ride them, I'm asking them to go scout.
Oh, you want me to fly around?
Are you afraid, dragon?
Oh, no, not particularly. Normally. But, I mean, I don't know if you noticed, I am quite diminutive as I'm now. It's not like me being an adult dragon having no problem
Okay.
flying
So
around.
upon that thought, literally there's still some there's still some dust around each of the dragons, and there's still some still some growth to happen. So as he says about being an adult dragon, like a swirl of sand comes around him,
Right.
and literally you feel yourself like engulfed in flames and sand. Okay, and so the next evolution has happened.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah. So then, literally, you've now grown into a teen dragon.
A young adult.
Young adult, exactly. So there you go. So,
This is some weird magic.
so when that happened, what does that look like to both dragon and rider?
Of course, the sudden size enhancement. I'm definitely now larger than Kos, but I'm still, when he looks at me, I'm still a flame. But, like, you can see that there's still fire on his body.
Yeah.
Not from the magic, but purely from his natural self.
Yeah.
Especially where his fins are. It's like there's literally a mane of fire still around on his neck.
Very cool.
Very curious. Leifrix, you look fantastic.
I may not be at my full size as I was before, but this is definitely an upgrade.
So with that transformation of the dragon, the rider feels that he's enhanced powers somehow. And do you guys remember what you were just talking about?
Scouting?
Scouting.
Scouting.
So what specific were you saying? You were saying about flying and turning invisible, yeah?
Correct, yes.
So you have now been granted those 2 spells.
Beautiful. So is it the dragon has the ability to use those spells?
So
or is it
no,
something
the
that
dragon
Koss
has
to cast?
the energy to do it, but the rider has the knowledge of it.
Okay.
Lothric spreads his wings, who are now basically large, giving a.
Yeah.
Oh,
So so you've got flames going on, you've got little bits of sparkles happening still, because like the sand particles are still around you. They've not done anything yet. So yeah, so you spread your rings.
it's good to have at least a bit of my size back. Ah, now I have finally better wings. Let's see how it works. Let's see if I still know it. He spreads all four of his wings, his main two large wings and his smaller hind legs, and basically with one big flap takes off,
Brilliant.
flying as high as he can. Finally, I am free. He starts flying up,
Brilliant. Which direction did you go?
just straight up.
Straight up. Okay. And what's the rider's reaction to that?
So Koss kind of just smirks and like almost has a sense of awe as he's watching his dragon kind of gets the feeling like he's like appreciating him feeling like himself again. But he's kind of has this newfound confidence like we're gonna do some great things together.
Brilliant.
Archie also looks at this and like, did he just ditch us?
No. You can just see Lothric just continuing to fly up until he reaches a certain height, where he suddenly stops flapping his wings, just lets himself drop on you. You just loudly hear him laugh. I still have it. And as he's plummeting, you can see him literally falling. Just before you, he basically turns around and basically flies over you, letting the wind that he drags behind him of his now bigger size basically push at you, like a wind current coming at
Brilliant.
you from him just flying over of you.
And the people below you
Oh,
get showered with
home.
little grains of glass. Little grains of glass hit them. Just little pebbles. Brilliant. So you're melting the sand around you.
Kind
Just,
of.
just the little grains of it. It's all good. Cool. And what does the other pair do when you're watching this happen?
She says,
Yeah.
okay. Archie thinks we need to reset. Archie thinks that maybe it's powered by thought. This strange magic.
Yes, it seems so. I'm curious though with these powers and magic that it's, I guess, for lack of a better term, blessing us with. What cost does it have? It seems strange that we'd be getting these abilities for nothing.
I don't think we're getting them for nothing. Every mind has a. I think it's taking some inspiration and making you can never get that again. So let me think for a second. The magic takes from our minds, and we got it from when you first got here. Whatever turned them into, well, whatever they are now, that took a. Most of them were ancient, correct? From what we've been told.
It would seem, but we have many
So-
unanswered questions still.
So what if what if this is all the remaining magic from the ancient, from them being ancient? Just a theory.
That could be correct, but I still suggest we remain a little bit skeptical of the situation.
Meanwhile, while they're talking, Lothric is just flying around, just doing barrel rolls, tricks. Generally, he's happy to fly.
Brilliant. And what's the other dragon doing? What's the other dragon thinking?
I'm kind of just looking up and admiring it
Yeah.
as he's going and feeling
so
that wind brush against my skin. Reminds me of home, in a sense.
that's cool. So follow those thoughts through.
It's
So what does home think? What are you thinking about home?
um the large tidal waves kind of just splashing around as it hits this like castle that's semi transparent in the water,
Mm.
and you see like a bunch of like schools of fish just kind of swimming around,
Beautiful.
and you kind of see like Ponloon kind of swimming around. Like when he thinks of flying, he thinks he's kind of swimming in a sense.
Okay. Brilliant.
So he's just in there admiring Lordrix just suddenly regaining this ability to fly. Maybe a slight tinge of what's the word? Envy, maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know. Would be the right word for that?
Yeah. Envy works. That's cool. Okay, so back to the riders.
Jealousy.
Right. So the riders. What? Take it away. What are you guys doing?
I think that Koss is going to, as he follows Leufrix, he waits for a moment when they make eye contact, and he kind of like signals him to come down for a second.
So you don't even need to make eye contact for that. Like your thoughts are transmitted to him anyway.
Okay, yeah, I mean he would still do that anyway, just because he's still figuring all of this out.
Oh yes.
But he's like kind of like reach out and kind of still make the gesture, and so I guess at that time mentally he feels that connection with Leufrix and kind of calls him down in front of him.
Brilliant.
I mean, you can see Leufrix in the distance, basically like an eagle plummeting down and just being like inches away from the ground, just flying at top speed at course. And basically, you can see there he's basically dragging a cloud of dust that he's basically curling up from him flying at this high speed with high velocity. This large creature, and basically he basically lands in front of him in cause, and basically lets the cloud of just dust basically collide into cause as he lands right in front of him, playfully grabs out with his hand, pins him onto the ground, just looks down at him. So, about me being small, who is the small one now?
No doubt it is I now, Leufrix, and I must say, despite my jests of the past, you are looking quite magnificent now, and indeed, you are now a creature worthy of gaining my respect, and I truly do believe that we will accomplish great things together.
Leufrix just takes off his hand. Now this is more like it. Allowing Post to stand up. It feels good. I may not be at my full size yet. I mean, I'm just a fraction of my size, but this feels great. You can see the vents that he has. Sorry.
You go ahead. Yeah.
You can see the vents on his neck already glowing with this like ember. Just purely, he is pumped. He is hyped. This is great to him to be somewhat back. Like all the vents he has on his body are already kind of glowing with excitement.
And as Koss kind of gets to his feet and dusts off some of the sand and whatnot, he kind of has this intense look, but behind it, there's definitely a smirk. And as he kind of walks up and closes the gap between him and Leufrix, and he says, "Yes, I am definitely impressed, and we might as well continue to impress those around us, for I believe I've got a little bit of a gift that could help us right now." And he kind of calmly reaches out his hand and kind of like rests it on the side of Loyfrix's neck, and he says, "Let's show them what we can really do, friend." And as he does that, you kind of feel this like surge of energy coming through his hand. It's not unpleasant,
Mm.
and as he does that, kind of like almost as though a liquid was covering his body, starting from his hand and engulfing the rest of the body, except this kind of puddle that is somewhat, for lack of a better term, appearing. It's actually turning him invisible.
So it's like
And
an invisible bubble almost.
yeah, it's just kind of like
Yeah.
slowly covering his body, and within a few moments, all but Loyfrix's eyes are invisible, and then those two kind of blink out.
Very cool.
And he says, "Now let's do some scouting, friend."
I see an invisible spell. Maybe you're more competent than than an orc I expected you for.
Did you just call me an orc?
You appear to look very similar to them. Green skin, you know.
Well, I suppose any good friendship will have its jests, and I'll take it as that for now. But let's show
Be
them what
glad I
we're truly
didn't
made
call
of here.
Be glad I didn't call you like our little friend in the other group. What was he called again? Whatever. He followed this weird god called Globius with whatever the creature is. A goblin.
And with that comment, Kos just kind of turns around and faces the other two, but in his mind, he's channeling a thought directly to Loyfrix, and he's kind of imagining him just rocketing up into the sky and scouting over the village, kind of past the gate.
So basically, does Cos climb on top of Leverix?
He doesn't climb on him, no. He's just kind of like imagining sending him as a scout, but he's kind of like doing it in a way that he's cockily looking at the other two, as in like, watch this type of thing. And of course, they can't see.
That's hilarious,
Loyfrix,
yeah.
but they would see this like rocket of dust and sand just like launch up from the sky as he takes off.
Nice.
Yep.
So
And
let's
Loyfrix
rewind a
is
little
fine.
bit. So that's brilliant. So Lord Drix has taken off, or do you want to do something before you take off?
Nope.
You're good? Cool. So let's rewind to when you're turning him invisible. What is Archie and his dragon's reaction to that?
Archie says, Podloon?
Hanlun looks like shocked. He's like, he's gone.
I
So
think
does
they cast
Poloon
a
want
spell.
to see Lord Drix?
I can't, like, the shock of it, like,
Mm-hmm.
kind of hits him more than, like, the thought of, wanting to see Lodrix. Like, it's like how a wizard would, do magic in front of kids, in a sense. Like,
Yeah.
like that amazement of, like, how you see magic for the first
Like
time.
wonder,
like,
yeah.
Han Loon hasn't like seen too much invisibility. I would say.
Cool. And what was Archie's reaction?
Archie's reaction is one of defense. Archie gets into a defensive stance and says, Panloon, they turn invisible. That's an invisibility spell. I don't know what they're doing, but
Also, on a side note, Meg, just quickly something. It might be a bad idea to have now a red dragon, you know, the chromatic, most evilest fucking conniving dragon, giving the not only allowing him to be now bigger, having a full ability of flight and fire, but also turning this fucker invisible.
Yep.
yeah, he's like,
Well, you're
don't know if I
invisible
feel
for
comfortable
now
about it.
until you're invisible until we figure out what these other two are doing. So one is of fear of, oh no, he's turned invisible, and the other one's like, wow, he's turned invisible. Okay.
He's gone.
Archie's like getting ready to cast mage armor and like at a moment's
Okay,
notice,
so
like,
this
he
is the
moves.
important bit. So Archie is no longer touching the orb, is he?
No.
No. Cool. Okay, so you're thinking these things, and okay. So all of these thoughts go unabated, and your reactions are purely that. Okay, so returning back to Leodrix, taking off invisible, unseen into the skies. Okay, so do you want to describe for us that then, Mr. Red Dragon?
I fly up, having now not only been able to now find that, but also being quite, still in this entire like childish like joy. I feel like would Cos feel this like this? This is like the first time he probably has felt that Leodrix is just pure unadulterated, just happy and joy.
Mm-hmm.
He's this like finally I'm at least somewhat back to where I'm at, but I start flying up and fly over the tower, over the gate and the towers.
Okay, so you're currently flying up, and you go to fly over the gate, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so as you approach the wall, basically you see through the dragon's eyes, you kind of got like a bird's eye view almost. How high up have you gone? Like bird's eye view? Yeah.
Yes.
And basically you can see like mounted on the wall some make us an intelligence check for the dragon.
Let me see how I can roll that over here. How do I roll in here? Do I also just slash roll? Ah, there you go, roll.
Yeah.
So 1d20 plus. I'm now not a wormling, but a young dragon, meaning I have a +6 to my +2 to intelligence.
Nice.
Do I? Let's quickly check. I'm primarily more a strength build as a dragon. Yeah, intelligence is 14, so I get a +2.
Cool. What did you roll?
Let me see.
Oh.
6.
6. Okay. So to you don't know what they are. No idea. Cool. Cool. So they're along the wall anyway, and you fly straight over, and you see some banners on the wall as well. Yeah.
Should I roll another intelligence check to maybe make out what is on the banners?
You can do intelligence, sure. It's probably more perception, but yeah.
Okay, then I can do perception, but I don't know what my buff is on that particularly.
Yeah.
Oh no, perception! I get a plus skills. I get a +6 to +8 to perception.
Okay. Well, would you like to roll that instead?
Yes.
Go on then.
20 plus an 8. 28.
Nice.
Natural.
So you can see like the banners, and using that roll instead, you can see that there's big ballistas faced like mounted. There's about 4 of them spaced. So there's like 4 towers along the wall, and each of them on the top of it has a ballista. And then you can see these white and gold flags on them. And the flag itself is like a gold leaf on white on the white field. Yeah, that's what you can make out as you fly over.
I fly over the wall and see what's behind the wall.
So as you fly over, you can see like the valley before you is like it's a bustling city, like from one end to the like along the valley, like it's a bustling city, almost like this wall was keeping nature out, and then this is where civilization is.
does cause basically, feel what I think and feel what I have for
It
emotions?
depends if Course wants to see through your eyes, or if you give him, like, depends on if you grant it to him, yeah.
I mean, technically, yeah.
So there you go. So Course can see what you see.
So yeah, he sees the ballistics, he sees the Citron, he sees the bustling city. During
Brilliant.
the bustling city, as Wolfrix is flying over there, you can feel this instinctual there's this like, yeah, it's his more draconic side is coming up. That, yeah, he is now in power. These people have no idea he's there, and he starts to have like this feeling of maybe I should burn the city down to make my place in this world already known. Like, it's like almost like this in the back of his head is like this instinct just trying to drive him to do that, to burn down the city as a mark.
More instinct than thought.
Yep.
Yeah.
But it's like him, Bloifrix, being like in his head asking, should I do that? Should I maybe not? So yeah.
Well,
Cos.
Cost is going to be definitely like as a kind of a continuum for the most part, trying to convince you mentally to not engage in violence unless absolutely necessary to our overall plan. So for now, it's just wanting you to purely scout, stay out of sight, and return back so we can inform our leader.
Bloifrix has already this billowing heat from his throat billowing up. Like, he thinks about this. He's already thinking about it. It's like, just, I want to, but my intrusive thoughts don't win just yet. As Loifrex continues to fly over, looking at the bustling city, he does fly. Like, question: the drag is he's still caught because he's just invisible, right?
Yeah.
Meaning that technically, every time he flies over something, and it, with him being large, flying, he causes drag.
So it depends on how high you are to the city.
I feel like if I fly like past like any sort of like flag or something, the drag of him just flying over it will basically
interesting.
cause it.
So let's roll a perception check for both you and Quaz. Yeah, so both of you looking through your eyes. So give us a perception check from both of you, please.
Because I'm thinking right now, the drag of such a large creature flying over would cause definitely some stuff under it to move, and basically, when a large gush of wind comes.
Absolutely. But let's see if you notice.
We definitely would be, keeping the scouting from a fairly safe distance, and knowing that you have experience flying in the past, I think that you would know well enough that you would keep it at a distance that, if anything, just look like shifting winds. Right? But,
to be fair, Loifrix right now is just in the moment of just pure utter joy of having his flight back, and to particularly in his previous life, sure he has that, but he wasn't too worried about that, because at that time because more dragons being long living, him being around 500 years old, the last time he had to be careful is like already a long fucking time passed. So he didn't really have to care for that particularly.
So as Lordrix is watching, you flew over the wall and the flag seemed normal, but the flag's directly under you. So are you like 30 feet up, 40, more, less?
Yeah, around that.
So basically, the draft isn't enough to, that distance. But you do notice some of the grains of like dust and things kind of like hit an invisible barrier almost and like drift off to the side. So the town directly below you isn't really affected by the weather.
But yeah, I continue flying over the village.
Yeah. So how
It
far do you go?
has. Like basically as far as I can.
So you literally cover the distance between the top unknown and the bottom unknown, fairly quickly, and it seems like a bustling, thriving. It seems like a town more than a city, but it's large. So there's lots of people here, but it doesn't look like it's built up very much. If that makes sense. It looks more like a refuge than a city.
It's more recent, a more recent settlement.
Yeah, it's more. It's not very built up, but there's a lot of activity going on.
Hmm.
It doesn't look like there's many permanent buildings there. Yeah.
Is there somewhere where I can maybe like perch on it? Maybe like a spot where I can
So
perch
there's various open open spaces, like it's not maintained gardens or anything. It's literally quite wilderness, but it looks like various camps have like made a giant camp. If that makes sense, along the way.
on.
So yeah.
So I look for a place. I
So
think
yeah.
I'm gonna land somewhere.
So you go
To
to
get a
attempt to
better
land, and you hit an invisible barrier, and you can't get
Fuck.
through it. So about 40 feet up, there's like an invisible barrier that you can't get through.
The hell? There's a barrier here. I with my claw tap at it. Ding 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 ding.
Yeah, so it's like there you go, like it ripples a little bit. Your invisibility hasn't faded yet, so you're fine.
I'm just imagining the people down there see like just the barrier just ripple and just
Yeah, well, you see a few people look up and like, oh, what was that? Ah, must have been the wind. Yeah.
What was that noise?
Fuck. The fuck is in the air? There's watching everywhere.
Indeed.
Yeah, Lefrix after finding that out just fly back.
Just thinking on it. So when you tap the barrier, you see I would imagine you see some of the crystals on some of the there's like pillars spaced almost on the perimeter of this encampment along each of where the mountains come down, so that would be the base of the mountains, foothills, I guess. So along the foothills, either side are like these stone structures, and when you go boom 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 on the barrier, the crystals on top of those like flash a little bit and then go back to steady.
Yeah, I look at them, let Coase of course see it, and just fly back.
Yeah.
Landing right in front of all of them made up a little bit of a loud thud.
So what? I get obviously Coast shares this information with the remaining group here,
Mm-hmm.
and I get a consensus. What do you guys make of this area? Should we approach? Should we keep our distance?
Well, Achi says, a little nervous, says, well, they have very powerful magic, obviously. So they might be helpful to learn about them. But they're obviously protecting from something, and we don't want them to think we're threats.
Well, I would imagine if we were in their shoes, we would raise suspicion approaching them. However, we do not have reason to believe that they would have hostile intent against us yet as well.
The place looks barren. Looks pathetic. Typical refugees. Most likely hiding away in this place. So I doubt they become too much of danger.
would suggest perhaps we have the dragons keep a distance, and at the very least, if we intend to approach, and myself and Achi.
Fine by me. I can fly around more freely. Enjoying my freedom back. As Life Ricks goes, he pokes the water dragon. Still small.
I kind of glare, but like I understand the feeling.
Okay,
Does
so
he-
when Lord, so you're still invisible, are you or no?
Yes, probably.
Okay, so then
I don't know how.
yeah, so I guess roll a perception check, water dragon. Roll a perception check for us.
Okay. As I'm looking around,
Yeah.
I say to Lordrix, how does it feel to regain the ability to fly again?
It feels great. You know what else feels great? To be the
Taking
one
it
with the
away.
upper hand. He pushes him, making him a roll over.
Hopefully for not for too long. And I'm looking off in the distance.
Right, but so as he pushes you over, what's your thought? Like your thoughts as he's pushing you over?
I want to throw him into the ocean. Is what my reaction is.
Brilliant. And what does Archie think when you see your dragon get pushed over by an invisible force?
Well, since his dragon's already big, like, how big would he be when he was young?
Okay, so
I
is he
gotta be on the-
thinking how big is Leodrix or your dragon?
Electrix was the size of a cat. Oh,
Yeah.
at first, like, a house cat. Now
Yeah.
he's definitely the size of a fucking T-Rex.
Yeah, but,
it's
like,
probably
but
Right.
yeah.
Poloon was already big as a young one.
Cool.
So as a baby, so like how big is he now? How big would he be when he grows? Because he saw Lordrix as the size of a T-Rex. Like he looks at Poloon like, how big is he gonna be when he grows?
Brilliant. So yeah, Archie, give us a perception check.
Perception. Oh, a 7.
Yeah, nothing. No worries. You all carry on.
I
Cool.
don't like the
13
perception.
sees nothing.
Yeah. I guess your dragon wants to roll the perception as well then. So
I thought you told me to roll
Can
perception.
I roll
or
perception,
am I
or is
mistaken?
it because
I
of-
guess all of you could. Yeah.
I guess I must have mixed things up here. My bad.
No worries. No, you're fine.
my perception is good, so 18.
So yeah, you certainly see some glow in Archie's bag when they're having these thoughts, but nothing happens.
Rat, your back is glowing.
Hachi looks down towards his bag.
Yeah, there's some sort of glowing happening.
Hachi opens the bag.
Okay, you kind of blind yourself with the glowing orb, yeah.
So
And, like,
bright.
Hachi's like, prepare, everyone prepare yourselves. Hachi has the orb is glowing again.
The orb is calling. I
Okay.
gotta take this. Yo.
Yeah.
Hachi just touched the orb with his claw, like.
So you're gonna straight up just touch the glowing orb again?
Yep.
Sweet. Okay, so as soon as you do that, Poloon, you feel a surge of energy, like the tidal waves hit you. And yeah, you feel like water come out of nowhere and sort of like surround you like that. And what was the thought you were having when Archie? So Archie and yourself, your combined thoughts was, how big are you gonna go? Right? That was the thought that triggered it.
I wanted to drown Lordrix in the ocean.
Absolutely.
That was my thought.
No, absolutely. So literally, the skies above all of you, like this massive like rain cloud, like starts coalescing above you, and like a downpour happens, like someone's just turned the taps on, and literally from that swirls, and then the swirling water like goes around your body, and yeah, you begin to shift into your second form, which is your adult, your adolescent dragon form. And you were thinking fins, weren't you? So like flying with fins. Yeah, that's what you said about like you feel like you swim when you
the
fly.
feeling, yes.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, you begin to grow. What size are you? That's up to you.
Oh, that's...
Yeah. How big do you grow? Did you say you wanted to be bigger than your Drex?
No. If anything, I'd be like maybe a tish smaller
Okay.
than Lordrix.
Then that's exactly the size you are.
Yes.
And you also, the pair of you, get granted the ability to turn invisible. The spells invisibility, and your rider has fly as well.
As this water's kind of just circling around me, I kind of cradle into it, in a sense.
Yeah.
Kind of just letting it like take me.
Okay, so as this is all happening, this sudden storm happening, you hear like trumpets, like a horn, and all along the wall, you see like people coming up onto the wall, and like like one horn happens, another horn happens, and it's like they're getting ready to confront something. Cool. Are you still thinking about your water? Do you still have command of the water? Is the water still happening?
Yes.
Yeah,
like
you're enjoying the
like
water.
the feeling of wanting.
You're enjoying it. Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy your
Yes.
water. Yeah.
I'm enjoying the current, as you say.
Oh yes.
Because that's where I feel at home.
Yeah, you're enjoying the storm. It's brilliant. Okay. Cool, Archie. We'll flip back to you. What's Archie's thoughts at the minute?
Archie hears a trumpet and like, oh no, and thinks like, is he strong enough? Is anyone strong? How strong is everyone to deal with this?
Okay.
And like, I messed up. I thought that Orb was trying to tell me something.
Okay. So what does he do?
Archie just says, guys, I think our waiting time's over. I think I gained some powers about invisibility. Do we all want to go invisible?
Oh, sorry.
Lordrix just looks at the...
Is this just like for a question, DM?
Yes.
Mechanically speaking,
Yes.
our invisibility spells, do they function more like regular invisibility?
They do, yeah. So it's the same as what the actual spell is, but obviously when you're not in combat, you can use it as and when, fairly loosely. But obviously if you do anything like attack someone, that cancels it or things like that. but
Since
when
it's our
not in combat,
concentration, can like the riders only cast it, or the dragons, do they have the ability to kind of cast it themselves?
so
I'm just
it's
wondering
cut.
if, like,
So the riders can cast it.
so really at once only 2 people can be invisible.
Hey,
I mean, it depends if the invisibility affects us as well. Like, if, for instance, what if the dragons grab the riders? Would the riders also be caught and
Yeah.
cover them with the body, but they then also be invisible?
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
guys haven't tried
got
it
a
out
question.
yet. So try it out.
I got a question, DM.
Go for it. Yeah.
Could 2 dragons maybe do something together? Like, my idea is to make mist, in a sense, or like
Absolutely.
little fog.
Yeah, we've got mechanics for combining powers. Definitely.
Because I was thinking maybe Panloon looks towards Lodrix and kind of notices like that this town's getting ready for something, and he kind of looks to Lodrix, kind of saying, maybe you could use your fire in this situation, maybe obscure us, because like it's raining.
So he basically breathes fire into the rain, making mist.
Cool. So if that's the will of each of the dragons, and yeah, then yeah, absolutely. So your Drix, you breathe your glorious flames into the sudden the storm happens, and then it turns it more misty. Brilliant.
Yes.
Absolutely. And as for the invisibility, you're gonna have to test that out in game.
Leifrix, knowing still he's invisible, most likely thinking that he's going to affect anything he touches, grabs Claus and basically pulls him in to basically cover him, to hide him.
So, to be honest, what, are you picking him up, or are you landing and covering him with your wings?
I grab him.
You grab him. Okay, well, he looks like he's flying anyway. Just like, whoa, like that.
Completely visible.
Completely visible, yeah.
He just goes, Leifrix just takes him for a moment, just looks at this like,
Dragon,
here,
I
Bryce.
don't think this has worked how you intended.
Well done. Leifrix covers him with his wing, tries to cover him with his wing.
Okay, so to the like, if you literally covering him with your invisible wing, then yeah, he's invisible. If that makes sense. So you're like a invisible cloak, but it's a wing.
You're welcome.
Although that's really hard for you to fly like that.
I know, but they don't have to fight right now, hopefully.
Well,
They're just trying to hide.
Well, if he's on, yeah. So you're experimenting. So you flew down, you picked him up. He looked like he was flying. Then did you put him back down before you covered him with your wing?
No, I'm just basically hold him up to my chest and just cover them with his wing. Basically
Yeah. So that makes you lean to one side.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So yeah.
Achi was gonna try to be a little different. He's gonna cast invisibility on Panloon.
Yeah.
And just try to actually initiate with these people.
Oh.
Okay. So is
Well,
Archie sat on the invisible dragon?
No.
No. Okay.
Like right by him, just in case we need to go.
Yep. No problem. So they can clearly see you. Just yeah. Although it is misty, so mist just happened.
We are going to definitely make these people
on edge.
So
you
you hear shouting happening. You hear shouting happening. Can all of you give us a perception check to see if you can hear what's being shouted?
Another one.
Oh yes, there's different perceptions though.
Oh shit!
Archie.
Turn off perceptions.
You go for it.
I finally rolled good, an 18.
Cool.
Oh, jeez. Got an 8.
I got an 11.
Cool. So Archie, you hear literally an elemental's coming. Elemental. Like that. That's what you hear. Yeah, that's a. So you hear elemental is the word that you keep hearing being shouted.
I hear elemental a lot.
Yeah.
Archie
Come
thinks.
on, man.
I think they were expecting something different than us. And I think our fog and everything else made it worse because we're using the elements.
I'm sorry that I am born with the element of fire.
I think that we
No.
will have to find a diplomatic solution and quick. Surely they're sending guards our way now.
Archie.
Maybe we should double back, since we're lightly obscured.
That's fine with me, Archie. So yes. Did you say something costs?
I didn't say anything, no.
Okay.
Oh,
We can double back for now, but after that, I don't know if Lord Drix knows, but elemental is made of pure, most of the time, pure elemental energy.
So
I
as
know what an
you
elemental
think
is.
that, so as Archie is thinking this, are you still holding the orb by chance?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, because I touched the cloud and bag, and then the rain happened, and everything else happened.
Well, that's awfully lucky then, isn't it?
Can I make a suggestion, Archie?
Yeah.
We've all surely only got moments left here. If you all would like to safely retreat behind something, you can, but perhaps I could try to smooth things over by meeting them at the door and explaining something.
Archie says go ahead, but have someone, a visible dragon beside you.
Visible or invisible?
Invisible.
Burn. Ludwig pops in.
Can you remain calm and let me do this?
Yeah, if something happens, I'm going to burn the people down. That's not my problem.
Actually, please do not take offense to this, but Ponloon, just perhaps you come with me, and this way, Loifrix and Achi, you will both be able to see through our eyes and gauge what's happening.
sounds like a good idea. What
Fine
do you
by me.
think, Archie?
I'm fine with it.
Fine by me.
Alrighty.
So Achi, if you could,
Can we
make
like
your
put
dragon-
shortly
make
pause?
sure they stay. Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Give me like shortly pause. I'm just going to quickly do something.
And just Achi hopefully will be making his dragon invisible during this time.
Yeah, I already did.
The plan is basically that I'm just going to bring Koss up to the gate as if he's kind of waiting for them to approach. If he doesn't hear anything, just knock on the door to make sure that
Yep. So as you are you're walking up to the gate, you can see on the walls, you can see they're training some arrows on you.
And so I kind of look up at those that are kind of aiming at me, and I just kind of hold up my hand and please wait. There's been a misunderstanding. I do not mean any harm.
You hear somebody shout down to you, come to the smaller gate, and you can see in the portcullis, this giant gate, you can see there's a smaller gate for single personnels in there, and basically a little hatch slides, so you can come and talk to them.
conscious that assuming that the other dragon may or may not fit through, but if the dragon doesn't look like it could fit through, then just hang back by the gate, hopefully.
Yeah. So
I'm
yeah,
going to follow them.
it's quite interesting because as you literally look at the gate, you can see that if it's like if the big one opens, like it's literally the size of like a giant would be able to fit through there. And then there's smaller, like it's like smaller gates within the gate, if that makes sense. So it's almost like like different sized gates for different types of beings that can go through here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Costa's going to go meet them at the gate and with the intent of walking through.
Yeah. So cool. So you're on. Obviously, they haven't opened the gate for you yet, but you're talking through like a slit in the gate.
Okay.
Cool.
Should I start?
So literally, they say to you, what is your business, and why have you brung elementals to our gate?
Well, I'm sorry for the confusion. Firstly, my name is Kos from Kreshvaleki. I have found myself in these lands, and I'm quite unfamiliar. And I'm sorry to say, but I did not bring a elemental with me. I was just trying to reach out to the weave and try anything I can to perhaps use the energy around me of the elements to maybe teleport myself or carry myself away. And of course,
So you
understand
command
disturbance.
elements yourself?
Well, somewhat. You see, I am
I'm back.
what you'd call a paladin, and of course, my god grants me abilities when in need, and I'm just trying anything that I could to see if there's a way to carry myself to another location or fly to get a better look around. But of course, in all the chaos of me not knowing what to do in these unfamiliar lands, it just stirred up a bunch of wind and water and mist, and of course I understand why it would look like an elemental.
Well, why are you walking in the desert?
I couldn't tell you myself. I was suddenly in my land. I was traveling, and one moment my friends and my family were surrounding me, and the next moment I find myself smack in the middle of the desert with only your gates in sight in the distance. So once I realized that I couldn't get myself out of here, I, of course, then rather than die in the desert, I figured I would go to the first sign of civilization. Perhaps ask assistance.
Well, our organization deals in assisting people who are in need. How can we help you?
Well,
What sort of help do you need?
Well, firstly, I wouldn't mind just knowing where I am. What is this land? Is this, I come from another plane, and I have no idea where I am, and I'd like to perhaps figure out why I'm here and how I got here, and perhaps if you can tell me what this place is, it may shed some light on that.
Well, you have just come through the elemental desert. Beyond that, you could probably ask around. There are many people from many places in this refuge. What guarantee can you give us that you are not going to harm anybody if we help you?
Well, as a paladin, I am bound by oath not to harm anybody unless it would truly achieve me glory for my people. And of course, there is no glory in harming innocents.
So you're a paladin?
No danger.
Like,
Correct.
what type of paladin are you? There's many types.
Well, I am what you might refer to as a. I take my oath based on glory, so I guess a oath of glory paladin would be concise.
Do you worship a god? Is that where your powers come from?
Not quite a god per se. You see, I'm assuming you're not familiar with my people, but I am a Githyanki, and my people are born of the astral plane. And long before my time, we were kind of allied with um, an evil dragon queen, which of course we no longer follow. This is ancient times, and
The Dragon Queen. Interesting.
correct.
I'd love to hear more about that. But what guarantees do you have that you are not going to hurt anybody if we let you through this gate?
Well, breaking my oath, for one, would have serious consequences to me and would risk exile of my people.
And if you were asked to leave, would you? Would you leave without hassle?
Of course, as long as there is no danger posed against me, then I would comply. I would have no interest in harming anybody innocent. And if you feel I'm a danger to you, then I will leave. But perhaps we can help each other. If you are in need of assistance, I will do my best to lend that to you and pull my weight.
That sounds like you have the same temperament that we do. Very well. Is it only you that you travel alone?
Well, I do not wish to start our relationship off based on lies. So, to be honest with you, I am traveling with companions, and
Very well. Can you bring your companions forward and reveal them to us, please, before we let you in?
do you have any assurance that they will not be harmed that you can grant me?
Absolutely. One moment. He slides the door, like, hatch closed. And you wait there for a little bit. And then he comes back and slides it and hands you a sort of like... it's like a stitched leather, like a stitched symbol on a pouch. And the symbol is a gold leaf on a white cloth. Here you go.
What exactly is this?
Oh, this is the gold leaf of peace. As long as you bear this mark, you're under the protection of the Gold Leaf organization. We are an organization to help. And as long as you have this and display it, we are all here to assist you.
Can Koss tell if this person seems to be speaking the truth honestly to him?
Roll a perception for us. Perception, yeah.
Since the dragon and I am and him are kind of connected.
Yeah.
Would this mean I could give him support on that roll?
You can roll your own perception through his eyes, definitely.
Yeah, I have a low perception. I rolled a 4. I mean,
Yeah. So to you, he's fine. Yeah. Or you can't tell.
I got a 16.
So to Leorix, yeah. Again, like this person believes in the badge that he's just given you.
Okay. So with that,
He's speaking the truth.
At least to himself, like according to himself.
mhm. So Koss is going to take his word for it. He's going to trust. Well, firstly, more than anything, and he assumes that Leufrix is going to feel this. He's taking Leufrix's word over anything else.
Yeah.
Right, and so he's putting his trust and faith in him, and so for a moment, he kind of closes his eyes to kind of embrace that feeling, and then he opens and he speaks to the person at the gate, and it says, "Very well. Now, to continue with our honesty, I am going to request that you trust that no harm will come of you, and I am going to reveal that initially I have not been completely honest with you, and that we are definitely not, there's no elementals with us, and I was not channeling the powers as I say. We were in fact scouting the area for danger, but trust me when I say this, and we will prove it to you, that we mean no harm, and please do not be shocked for what I will reveal to you just now. And with that, he's going to hope that Ponloon is hearing this, and he's going to channel to Loifrix to come gently, gently, and reveal himself.
Cool.
Hoping that Ponloon will do the same with Achi.
Loifrix immediate. You can hear a loud thud in front of the gates.
Yeah.
Looks like they want us to reveal ourselves, Archie.
Archie slowly waddles over. Not waddles, like walks over, like slowly.
Cool. So has both dragons dropped invisibility or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. So which
Yeah.
one dropped it first?
As the moment the loud thud sound comes, you can see it slowly but surely. The claw becoming visible. Each of the claws until the head of the dragon becomes invisible. The visibility drops as in a kind of floating manner down his head.
Brilliant. So as this is
top.
happening, you hear like audible gasps and and screams and all sorts of manic happenings behind the gate. Cool.
Koss immediately kind of raises his hand in like a calming motion and say, "Friends, I understand the shock."
And then you hear a slightly louder voice, female, say, "What is happening here? You at the gate, away with you!"
And they're speaking to Koss.
Yeah. So no, they're speaking. So that you hear that behind the gate, and then she appears at the hatch to it, and what is all this commotion? Who are you people?
And
Yes.
kind of
Yes.
looks-
Okay. So I am informed that you wish to pass, and you've
Well-
already been handed a badge. Yes.
Correct.
Is this dragon with you?
They are.
Very well.
We mean
Somebody
no
said
harm.
something about there's. Yeah. Okay. Elementals. Someone says they saw an elemental appear. Are they with you? Is this your doing?
Yes, but we carry no elemental with us. This was only the elements carried naturally by our dragon companions.
At the moment he says elements, Loifrix lets out a flame into the sky.
She sort of like gives you a dismissive.
Stir anything up.
Very well. Where did the water come from?
And has Ponloon revealed themselves yet, or are they going to?
I'd imagine so.
Yeah,
Unless
so-
Archie
so-
doesn't want it.
Cool.
I
Describe
can
to
reveal.
us how you reveal yourself.
I'd kind of like mist in a sense, like
Very cool.
slowly kind of come into being.
Very cool. Cool. So sort of like the mist sort of like forms a dragon, and then you're suddenly there. Brilliant. Okay. So you are responsible for the water. Where did the? Okay, so fire, water. Okay. And what made you summon them?
Um,
I imagine you are
Change
aware that you're walking through the
inside
elemental
myself.
desert. Have you
I
encountered
was
any
not
elementals
aware.
on your travels?
We have encountered none.
Strange. Okay. And are you seeking refuge?
I looked the costs to see what his reaction is.
Koss kind of looks back and looks up to the one speaking and say, "May I do my best to explain for our group?"
Very well.
Well, you see, not too long ago, and by that I quite mean literally, earlier today, a few of us were transported to your world and appeared at the tower in the center of these lands, the one surrounded by water. We do not know of this area. We do not know who brought us here, why we were brought here. Just those of us who are not dragons found ourselves suddenly in the presence of them and connected to them. From here, our leader, and he signals to Archie, has transported us to your location, mostly by accident. Of course, we needed to figure out where we are, and we just chose random places.
So you came upon our sanctuary by accident.
Well, yes, and if it is indeed a sanctuary, we are glad for it. We do not wish any troubles. We just
Very well.
wish to figure
And
out where
do you
we
swear
are and how
upon
we
that
got
badge that we have given you that you will not harm our people?
We swear it. We have no reason to harm your people.
Okay. Open the gate.
Unless you harm,
So
unless you
then
decide
the-
to harm us first,
And then
then I
the,
will gladly burn you down.
so then the dragon-sized gate basically starts to open, and it you hear like change, and it sort of like portcullises up, and you see as the gate rises, there's like spikes on the bottom of it that channel a little bit of like electricity between the spikes, and then it goes up into the top bit. One at a time, you may enter.
Leverix goes in first.
Yeah. Okay, so as you walk through the gate, you feel like like a static, like it's like along you as you walk through it.
I just continue walking through it.
Yeah,
You
no
trying to
problem.
ignore the feeling.
Yep, no problem. Cool. So yeah, so you've walked through and been scanned, but that comes later. Cool. Yeah. Next person.
And Koss will follow.
Cool. You also get scanned by these like electrical lightning, but it's not hurting you. It's just tickling you.
Tickle, tickle, tickle.
Tickle, tickle, tickle. Exactly. Cool. So as you both enter, you are basically greeted by a couple of lines of a couple of soldiers, and it's strikes you as strange because they're all in different garbs, but they all seem quite like they're ready to fight. So one of them is wearing mishmash like leather armor, like but and then they've got a green tabard on. But you can see that all of them have a armband with the white leaf on it. So it's a gold leaf on the white.
Basically a logo.
Yeah, like a
Basically
logo.
the
Yeah,
logo.
exactly. But you can see all of them have this, but you can see kind of 4 distinct armor patterns. So one of them's like green, got like green leaves and like that. One of them seems to be so one of the sets of armor is in like light blue. One of these armor sets, they have dark blue in it, and then one of these sets of armor has like bronze metal. Bronze metal with different. It looks like almost like they'd be at home, like in autumn, like different shades of orange and reds on them. But the one thing that unifies them all is this one white armband that they all have. And the lady before you, you see that she actually has a more. She has actually her full tabard is actually just this white symbol on her chest. And she looks like she's wearing some sort of armor underneath the tabard, but she looks more in charge of this particular settlement. Cool. So that's what greets you as you go in. Come along,
I
you
guess
the other two. You don't have all day.
Archie will go in next. Small list of the group.
Okay.
I'll follow suit. Though, as Paulu's getting scared, he feels a bit uncomfortable with the sensation.
Yeah.
Yeah, being water, electricity is his weakness. Oh, coincidence.
Yeah. If Pokemon's anything to go by, yeah. But cool. So you've all come in, and you can see like along the ramp, like along the wall behind you, like you can see some people still have their like arrows trained on you, but yeah. So come in. Follow me. We'll take you to the town hall. So she turns on a heel. Secure the gate, and the gate comes back down, and then you hear loads of like almost locking sounds, like locks happen, but you can't see what that would be. Cool. So what do you do? She turns on the hill and walks, and there's about 2 of each of these different soldiers. So there's about 8 of them altogether.
About how far are they walking away from Archie and I?
They've given you a fairly wide berth. It's more. It looks like they are guarding the people from you, as opposed to like making sure you don't go anywhere. Like they look more like sentries than like guarding you.
Okay, and in that case, Cost is going to kind of like somehow kind of like tilt his head down and whisper to Archie as they're walking.
Yeah.
And he says, "All right, Archie, these folks seem to be of good nature so far, but I would keep our guards up. This is from now on, your call what we do, and we'll put our trust in you."
Archie nods.
Okay.
You see also the different types of. There's actually a few different races in amongst the people as well. So you see primarily elves of different shades, but also some halflings and some gnomes and a few different like amongst the soldiers and amongst the people who are along the side of the road as you follow her.
Leifrix just stands to his full height, just proudly.
Yep, and it's interesting because the people in the reddish garb seem to like really get excited to see you. And the guy, the people in the dark blue really get excited to see the water dragon. Like, yeah. It looks like
Well,
they
Epic just continues to walk around.
yeah, it looks like they've seen their gods, basically. Yeah.
Can I shoot Lordrix a mind message?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
They seem to be looking at us, Lordrix.
And
I know, they are gazing upon my greatness. The prophetic worms deserve at least something like that.
It's been a while since I've had this kind of attention. I've been...
Don't let it get to your heads, you two. We have much to figure out of this area.
Yeah.
Archie starts. Archie starts writing things down as we travel, just like making sure we know the path back.
brilliant.
Is there anybody
And,
that looks like scared or hostile around us at all?
So it's strange, actually. So you see a few people that look like they've been injured along the way. There's a few people who are like in awe of like, oh my, these are beings that have literally come out of our fantasies. Some are like, oh, like this is literally, we're literally looking at gods right now. Others are like, really? Is that really? No. It's a very mixed bag of cultures, people, reactions. Yeah. Some of them are literally, they see you, they bow, they go down to their knees on like crying. Some of them are like bang their like salute you. And it's quite interesting because they all seem to have a different salute almost. And none of them
This
quite
place
know
seems to-
what would please a dragon, you know?
This does seem to be, so far as they kind of briefly described it, it seems like some kind of sanctuary or, a place for refugees.
Yeah, you definitely see some of these, some of the residents of this place. Some of them look like they're missing limbs and war torn and things like that. Some of them look like specifically some of the soldiers. Some of their armor is like dented or burnt or things like this. As you make your way through, and we'll find out what this is all about next session.
Oh ho ho. Nice.
Ooh, leaving us on the cliffhanger.
Of course, of course. So yeah, you'll find out what this sanctuary is all about next session. Because we're
Nice.
coming up on 2 hours now. Yeah,
Thanks for that.
yeah,
That's really
and
cool.
yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and we'll catch you on episode 4. We'll find out what this refuge stuff is, what this is all about. So thank you everyone for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.
Thank you all for watching.
Thank you, bye.
See you next time.
I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.